I think that Cathie Wood is the kiss of death. The Coinbase call was embarrassing. The actors sell it here, but it really is true that Cathie Wood is the kiss of death. And, you usually don't want to say that, but I think you have to throw out all the bromides and really speak truthfully here because the viewers deserve it.
Jim,
she's awful.
I've been asked.
And we know Jim Cramer has made an art of this, talking a stock down. You know I've done several videos with Jim Cramer even telling you his tricks of the trade. But let's get into the video.
But Jay, what does that mean? Because Coinbase itself is the one that came out and said that customers might be lining up as creditors in this. They now say, don't worry, your money's safe. We have no risk of a bankruptcy. But you know how this happens. When a bank run starts, that's what creates bigger problems down the road. And I know Gary Gensler has warned about this in the past. I still don't know that a lot of investors even realized that. And that's why you see the sort of bank run like this. Isn't this a call for this immediately being regulated?
Look, Becky, Gary, Chair Gensler, and I very much agree on this, that you need to have the rigor of our time-tested system for securities trading when you have something that's like a security. And, I think that this, to the extent that this is a wake-up call for people to understand that we need that kind of rigor in this space, that's good. I don't know the particulars of the Coinbase situation, so I'm not going to comment on that. But we do need that kind of rigor, particularly in retail financial products.
Speak to this. One of the other things that's developed in the last 48 hours is a sense that, in the context of a Coinbase, for example, that retail investors could ultimately become creditors of the company if, in fact, something terrible were to happen in terms of their own accounts, that these are not protected accounts.
So what we're talking about here, and I don't know the particulars in this case, but what we're talking about here is another fundamental aspect of our markets, Andrew, and that is that you have segregated accounts. So that in the event a broker has a problem or the like, customers know that they're going to have access to their securities. And people often custody their securities separate from their broker, as was mentioned earlier in the program, in order to ensure that in a tail event, you have access to your assets and that they are not commingled with the rest of the entity. It's a fundamental concept in our investment ecosystem, and we need to maintain it.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And we see that the NWO has done it again. They set up the perfect distractions. And remember, guys, they print the money. So they own majority of the Twitter accounts, majority of the YouTube accounts. That's the reason why you don't get the truth. But when you come here, the Crypto Teacher, I give you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. Now we have stable coins, Coinbase under pressure. And we know when it comes to the retail investor, only thing they have to do is lose their money one time. They're not coming back. I talk about it all the time. We have trillions of dollars that's moved on the stock market, and retail investors go in once, lose their money, and they never come back. They never bother understanding finances, and if they did, they understand that it is all rigged. We knew there was going to be a stable coin run, but we thought it would be Tether. They just chose UST. And Coinbase is under pressure for a disclosure about custody when they don't even give custody retail investors. Majority of those people they're doing custody for are billionaires. We could care less. But it's the perfect distraction they can put in the media. Remember, your media is owned by 4 corporations. That means they control what you see and hear at all times. But remember, guys, the 4th industrial revolution is the go. They have to destroy the legacy market, and then on top of it, they have to make people lose confidence in the crypto market, so therefore they don't reap the benefits at the end. America, the Babylon, and the dollar is going to fall. And as we can see, the dollar is strong right now, but we know that's going to come to the reverse once the New World Order does that last event, and then China, the dragon, is going to start rising, along with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher wrote about it a long time ago because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
We have all kinds of philosophical arguments about just the existential threat of crypto, and whether we're talking about something with if it has no inherent value, according to some, then anything is possible. I would point out Netflix at 700 versus Netflix at 180 or wherever it is a much bigger drop than we've seen in Bitcoin. So I don't know where the value is on either. But have we learned anything other than this is a speculative asset that's going to move with other speculative assets, all of crypto? And that does refute the notion that it somehow is not correlated, or that it's more based on, I don't know, a safe place when dollars are being debased. All of that seems to be thrown out the window, just like anything else. It might as well be an NFT or a piece of art.
I mean, Joe, you make an interesting point, but I do have to say that against the backdrop of the Fed raising rates, the volatility that has caused across markets in general, and then the sell-off that we've seen in equity markets now, crypto markets in general, it does seem like there is a little bit of a liquidity crunch going on, and that really there isn't any one asset class that does seem to be, rising above others in this kind of an environment.
Do you think your money, Michael, would you feel confident that you won't be thrown in a line of creditors if the excrement really hit the air conditioner at something like a Coinbase? I don't know what, I mean, there'd be a lot of things, a lot of collateral damage across the board, but Coinbase is one that we could just point to. And now we know that that even if it's not like a sequestered account at a brokerage firm, you'd be lining up with creditors.
So I think in the instance of Coinbase specifically, and, they're one of the largest, if not the largest custodian out there, and we at Grayscale use Coinbase for our funds, that some of the language that was shown was actually misconstrued and actually dovetails quite in line with other market participants who offer trust services or custodial services. So nothing about what Coinbase shared, to the best of our knowledge, was anything to do with their operations or their technology, but instead the way that they're set up and the way that other custodians like them are set up as well.
Okay, Michael, we're
going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort, and China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.